Righto. Oh, hello. Hang on, I think I got the wrong microphone working here. Oh, hang on. No, it's working. Hi. Okay, so I'll wait for a few more people to jump on board this here live stream. A couple of things we're going to cover in this old bad boy. We're going to discuss a word. It starts with a P and ends in perspective. That's right, perspective. And yeah, it's very important to have right now because I'm sure there's a few people that are sitting out there right now at home or woke up this morning, or if you're in the States or in other parts of the world, you're probably going, look at the market crumble, tumble, and fall. And sweet, you're right. We've certainly seen a big, what I call a pullback. And, you know, look, if you've been following what I do, heck, if you're even a member, well, then you'll be on top of this sort of stuff. But markets move, and they move in the same way all the time. All the time. They just change their time frames for which they move to. And in this particular, g'day Dennis, Winston, and to all y'all, they move in different to different time frames. That's why when I trade, I'm trading a trade strategy that can work on any market, as in any crypto pair, cross, perp, BTC, whatever, and also on any time frame, because it makes it much more robust. It means that you can be more, you can adjust faster, but you can also get ahead of a move like this, for example. Now, I'll tell you right now, okay, so I'll tell you right now that I don't have any shorts on. I didn't put it in. I mean, I've got shorts on. I'm wearing shorts, but I don't have any shorts in the market, right? I don't have any shorts on trading wise. So if I was sort of ahead of it, I mean, am I claiming that I got I knew it was going to fall? Absolutely not. No way in the world. No. But I did mark a couple of points and a couple of things that were important to me to see if I would then go from the daily time frame and jump across to the weekly. G'day guys, good to see you, mate. So yeah, I want to take you through what it is that I'm looking at, what I use, and where Bitcoin can realistically pull back to give you a slice of that there perspective that you probably could use a dose of right now, because it'll take your frown and turn it upside down, because it's good, it's fine, everything's fine. All right, deep breath. And let's go. When all-time highs. Well, let me just get my watch out. I don't know. This year. Can't hear me on YouTube. That's weird. I don't know, mate. Tech people that work here in the background, go and do your thing, please. Try and see what's going on with YouTube there. All right. So, I'm sorry, I don't understand that language. Okay. So first things first. Yeah. You know, Bitcoin had a good pullback yesterday. First slice of perspective is this. Look at that. Massive move. Massive move. All right. No worries, fat goanna. Thank you. Good to hear you're eating well. Get rid of those rodents. So look, we've had a massive run up. So you've got to remember that, you know, like a yo-yo goes down, it goes up. Do you breathe in? Or do you breathe out? Well, it does both, right? That's the reality of this circumstance that we're in. You know, we breathe in and we also breathe out. The yo-yo goes up and it goes down, right? So markets go up and markets go down. And if we have an extraordinarily explosive market like we do with Bitcoin and just anything crypto really, then if it goes up really fast, it's also got the chance of going down not just really fast, but a long way as well. Okay, so let's just take a little snapshot of that in our minds and just remind ourselves by moving out those higher time frames, so moving out to those higher time frames and getting ourselves back in the game. Now, as far as I'm concerned here on this daily, here's a lower high, and I spoke of that, I think, Tuesday. And I was saying if it breaks down through this low, then we've definitely got a lower low. Now, the thing, so this was last week, not Tuesday. We also have another lower high here, and that therefore, as it broke down through there, was a lower low. If I just jump down a little bit, boop, into the 12, you'll see a lower high and lower low as it broke down through here. So the daily and the 12-hour have been in cahoots going, hey, we might go a bit lower here. And that's cool. I didn't get any trades. Like I said, I'm not claiming that I've got a crystal ball. I'm not claiming that I'm short through the wazoo and making money hand over fist. I'm not. My investment portfolio is getting a battering, just like yours would be, I would suggest. But I'm cool with that because I'm here for the long haul. And here's where our perspective comes. Now, before I do this, I'm just going to go and use this little puppy dog. And where am I going to go to? Hang on 1 second. What have I done? What have I done? Try again. Where's that 10,000 mark? All right, down here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go. Hey, here. I think we'll try that. We're gonna go back in time. And here we are on the daily, back in time. You little ripper. Let's throw up the weekly and see if I got it right. Pretty close. So here we are. We saw through the middle of last year a good run on Bitcoin, didn't we? We popped up through that resistance region of 10,000, and there was our first pullback here, but it wasn't as clean as this. This was a really nice extended run, good strong momentum, and then we pulled back. Now look at this weekly candle, 12%. Now that's a decent pullback. I mean, if I jump into here and go from the low to the high, we were up 42%. On the fall, we went back about 20, I think it was. Yeah, about 20 odd percent. And we weren't in a rip-roaring run at that stage. Perspective, remember. See this little weekly candle here? I did a lot of chatting about that. This was the last point at which I bought a fair wedge of Bitcoin through this on this candle as it pulled back in. That little bullish candle is a cradle candle, one of the strategies that I teach, yeah? And it's on a weekly, so these are robust. They work on a plethora of different time frames. Oops. So we look at this here, there was a pullback. And while people there were going, no, it's all over. It was what the market needed because we breathe in and we breathe out, right? We broke the high of that candle and that really signaled to me the potential for us to move higher. And if I just go press the play button, here's your perspective after the pullback. Let's just watch this together. Look at that. Now, do you see the importance of perspective and the importance of understanding that markets do breathe in and breathe out? They do move higher and pull back. That little candle back then, way back then as we went up through 10,000, the first time I pulled back into that region, that was our pullback. Then, from there, that higher low, to our high, we've done 329% without a single pullback, I will add. There's been not a damn pullback in sight, right? Sure, is that a pullback? No, it's one candle. A pullback requires a concerted effort to get back. They're just singular candles. On the daily, there was little pullbacks. But again, we come to the weekly now because the daily is showing us downtrend. The 12-hour is showing us downtrend. So we've got to go, whoop, to the next higher time frame, which to me is my weekly, and then I start to look at this and go, okay, reality check, where could we get to? Now this has been a 326% move, and currently we have pulled back to the low 31%, and people are losing their bananas. Entitled much are you? This is the way that markets move, all right? So based on that, you can keep your cool because pullbacks are the best things to happen for investors and traders. Why? Well, number one, they give those of us that would like to put more capital back into the market to buy more Bitcoin, Ethereum, blah, 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 whatever it may be. It gives people that have been sitting back going, oh, I've lost it. It's too late. I can't get in. Oh, dearie me. It gives them a chance to go, hey, this is an opportunity now. I'm not going to miss this one. I'm going to get into Bitcoin. And whoosh, in comes their money. Then we start to come out of that. It gives funds that have been ticking around considering, should I get in? Should I get out? Should I get out? It allows them to go, because most won't want to be buying on a straight up line like this. Well, I don't think so anyway. I certainly never did, and I certainly don't. I'll trade that run, and I'll dollar cost average, but when it comes to buying a wedge, I love it when it pulls back. That's why I put a wedge in over here. So, realistically, let's now have a look at what damage could be done furthermore. and what we've got to look forward to. Okay? So this is the beginning of our run as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but when you start to consider some of the momentum that's come in, we've got institutions, big corporates, multinational businesses putting hundreds of millions, if not billions in. We've now got Goldman Sachs having a little yarn about it, JP, Deutsche Bank. Some of these massive banks are now going, maybe we should hedge a little bit of ourselves into Bitcoin and offer it as a product, because even if the bank does not want to hold it, if its clients want to hold it and they offer a custody solution for the client, it gives them access to Bitcoin with the safety of the custody being held by a bank. And I believe these are the sorts of things that we're going to see evolve this year, which I think is going to drive Bitcoin further and higher. I don't think we've seen a massive retail push like we did in 2017. It was largely run and pushed by that. If you recall, there was not really any businesses out there that were saying, hey, Bitcoin's fantastic, we're getting into it. Most were saying, no, Bitcoin's bad, it's a scam, it's the boogeyman. Well, those same companies now 3 or 4 years later are going, yeah, maybe we got to get a bit into this, So I see this as the first phase in a bull market, the first pullback, and I've been waiting for it for a while. And I didn't know when it was going to come, but it certainly looks as though it's on its way now. Could we move lower? That's the question most people want to know. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Looking at this, just to remind you, I'll just scoot over here. There's a reason my trading strategies, there's only 3 of them, are based around this region, around this cradle zone, around the 10 and 20 period moving average. You can see there's bugger all on my charts. I keep them super clean. I've got checklists. It's real straightforward stuff. There's a reason for it, because look, trends move with moving averages, all right? So with that in mind, and just keeping it real simple, not going to add any, TA tools and blah, 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 not adding any of that. I'm just focusing on the zone. Now, the zone here, there is, right now, and this will change again come Monday when that candle closes, there's 20% right there, from the high of that zone to the bottom of that zone. Now, are we going to go for a deep pullback into there, or are we just going to have a wee little one? I don't know. Are we just going to hit the top of the 10? I don't know. But again, it's getting that perspective of what could potentially come. For me, I'd say at the moment, the lows are looking around that 22,000 mark. I think that's a very strong pullback. And at 22,000, that'll represent about a 50% pullback. 47.8. And that's, throughout the 2017 bull run that we saw, we did see some 40% pullbacks. As a matter of fact, those are the sorts of pullbacks that we saw before the massive runs and after a good run, So I'd say that we've got the area. 25,000 sounds pretty good. It's sort of smack bang in the middle. And what that means is from where price is right now, down to 25,000, we've still got another 16% to go. 17%. There you go. So there's a bit of a dose of perspective on Bitcoin on the weekly. But I also want to go a little bit further here. I don't just want to talk about Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is, for me, it's the prime market to be shorting out of crypto right now, one of the prime, certainly the prime in the top 10, and I'll take you through and explain exactly why in just a moment. Lower high 1, lower high 2, lower low, boom, boom. We're good. We're pulling back. Looks good. As I go down lower through the time frames, you can see there is a bit of cyclicity starting to come in here. I was pretty keen this morning to see this unfold. It's unfolding right now. It's just above 30K. There is a bit of cyclicity in there. The problem I got here is, look, we do have a little bearish candle right there in that cradle zone. 30 wasn't really a level that was held. I'm undecided at this stage. I'll wait for the candle to close, but there is a nice little bearish candle right there in the cradle zone, and that could be a goer. It could be a goer. Obviously, this is not to tip. I never tip. I point you in the right direction for those of you who have been through and understand how I trade. For those of you who have my strategies, you know what to do from that point on. My job is not, in my view, to shill anything. My job is not to tell you what to do. It's to provide you with opportunities to learn, and that's what I plan on doing. Now, as I say, I'm undecided on that right now. But as I say, there is a nice trend in motion right now on Bitcoin, and I've got no qualms about shorting Bitcoin. I'd love for Bitcoin to head to 25 grand and for me to get a wedge of a short or a few shorts on, so that I can, I trade with FTX, so my profits get converted into USD. So it'd be great to be making a bunch of money on the way down in the USD, close that trade, get into that cradle zone, and then, you know, take that money and put it back into Bitcoin so I get a double win on that position. That's the way I go about running my business as a trader. So I'm hopeful to find a great short. I really want a great short, and you can still make money to build your Bitcoin stack if you're trading. Now, I'm going to take you to Ethereum now. And again, a bit of perspective required here. Whilst the sky is falling, we have to look at this. Now, this is not by any stretch of the imagination a good trend. It's not. It really isn't. There's a higher low, it's moved higher, and we did see a really good push on Ethereum. It has since obviously had a very rip-roaring day down. So to see a bit of a recovery here is, you know, obviously, you know, it's fairly warranted. We did have divergence on these highs. Now, just because there was divergence doesn't mean that that tells me it's going to fall. It just means that I probably won't be trading that time frame. Well, not probably, I just won't. So you can see this daily here. It's gone a bit wild, it's gone a bit woolly, but it's still back in that cradle zone. It hasn't, this is not a downtrend. This is an uptrend with divergence. I'll take you to the weekly here as well. Look at how far we've got to come back into the cradle zone. Now, Ethereum those 2 weeks really just knocked it out of the park, 43 and 28. You little ripper. It just went Burko, right? So it's gone and done a what? 3x? From 400, poof, pretty quickly over that Christmas break, or sorry, towards the end of the year and beginning of the new year. It's been a bit wild and woolly here. I can see it pulling back potentially. Again, though, my perspective is not coming to the weekly just yet. It's still focusing on this daily, and the reason being is because it's still in an uptrend. XRP. Look, there's not much to say on XRP. It's just a mess. It did rip off. Oh, sorry, roar off very, very quickly, and that was good. Some of myself and my guys and girls were on that. Only a spot trade, not margin. Managed to get out somewhere around here just by, I don't know, I can't remember my reason, so I won't try and remember. And it looks as though it's just been affected by the SEC, conversation, we'll call it. But it's not. This is not anything that's playing into my theories on anything, because it's an anomaly and it's ugly. Bitcoin Cash. When we went high or low, high to low. There's no daily downtrend there because we've gone high to low. There's no 12-hour downtrend. And again, I'm just coming back into why it's Bitcoin that I'm going to be focusing my shorts on for the time being. High to low. There is no trend there on that 12-hour. There is a bit of cyclicity rolling through here on the 4-hour. And if we go lower, you'll see this is actually looking quite nice, you know. So I don't need to worry about the 4-hour as much as I'm trading my lower time frames here. Check that out. $400 there, little bearish candle in the cradle zone, an opportunity as well. But again, just to reiterate, there is no downtrend there. There is definitely a pullback, and look at where we are. We're just tapping on the top of that cradle zone now on the weekly. On to Latissa. Back tapping the top. Let's have a look at that daily. The daily, pretty ugly. We go boom, boom, up to highs, down to lows. Very ugly looking chart. Again, the 4-hour here, we do have a lower high, we do have a lower low. Go to the 1-hour, it's going to be a little bit messy through here, but there is cyclicity. So this is the chart. If it can push down, and it's got to get that better momentum, that better cyclicity, and I'll be very interested in trading that short. EOS. Well, sorry, EOS, you're not doing anything for me. I mean, look, let's just have a look at how shocking this has been. As far as trends are concerned, I mean, look at this. What an absolute nightmare. Let's get rid of these levels. We'll leave that one in. But look at it, like, for how long? You know, a whole year, EOS has just been like backfiring. It gets started, it goes back. It gets started, it goes back. And it's just been, I'm sorry for those that hold EOS during this market at the moment, because it's done bugger all. There's nothing of interest whatsoever for me on EOS right at this moment. BSV very much falls into the same sort of rank there. The problem, the positive of BSV is that we do have this lower high and we do have a lower low now. We are underneath this 179, 180. Now that level was sort of stronger back here. There's also, you know, a bit of a resistance point through here. My point being is that this is open for shorting in my eyes. And let's go back to the 4, get that perspective, lower high, lower low. Hey, looking pretty tidy through here. Looking very tidy indeed. Pullbacks into that cradle zone for me. I'll check that out. There's also a little bit of support running through here, an old level. Badushk. Ooh, what have we got here in the 1 hour? Ah, bummer. If it was up in there, it'd be so good, wouldn't it? Potential there as well. So we are starting to see some. I just want the market to slow up a little bit more here, because there could be some shorts on the way. Now we'll come to Binance. Binance, another one that doesn't have a downtrend. It's a mess, high to low. Probably best to be leaving that one alone for the time being on the daily time frame. We go to the 4, however, and we do see some cyclicity there. Let's jump straight down to the 1 and see how we're looking. We're looking pretty nice indeed. Lower high, lower low, pulling back 30-minute. What you doing? So you can, just to show you, you can see what I'm looking at. I love to trade in the direction of the daily trend. All right, the daily trend and all the time frames moving through, really, really good for me. Love it, 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 love it. I will, if the 4 hours in a downtrend, also target shorts there as well, because the 4 hour can be sort of my, it's kind of like my lower time frame perspective point. So if I'm trading like the 30-minute or the 15, I look at the 4 hour. If I'm trading the 4 hour, it's the daily that I use for that. If you come ahead and have a look at Cardano though, higher low, higher high, convergence, still pulling back into the cradle zone, big candle, it's there. That could very well pop from there. Now, it's not a trade that I'll be taking, but again, Ethereum still in an uptrend, Cardano still in an uptrend, Binance still in a trend. It's just a bit messy. And finally, let's have a look at Link as well. Link, look at that, perfect. Higher low, higher high, back in the cradle zone. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Didn't really take off as much as some of the other alts. Of course, it did earlier in the year. It was a really nice runner. But the whole market has pulled back. The whole market is not in a downtrend. Bitcoin is our leader, right? It is our leader. It is our dominant market, and more times than not, the market will follow what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin could now very well pop up and just sit in the range for a little while. I'd be very happy with that. If Bitcoin was to range for a few weeks, the moving averages will catch up. See, we don't need to necessarily pull back in a massive way when it comes to getting back into that weekly. We can either pull back quickly, or we can hang around up here after a pullback and let those moving averages catch up, which is much the same as what we saw back over here. We raced up, just went sideways a bit, moving averages caught up, and off we went. So guys, I guess my point here is, if you're feeling uneasy, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling concerned, if you're feeling anything, go to the beach or go to your lake or go do whatever you want to do. But don't worry about the market, because the market will do what the market does. If you're not a trader, this is perfect for you, because you just, okay, well, if you're not a trader, then what? You don't need to look at your portfolio every day. You don't have to get worried about the ups and downs, because you're not going to do anything anyway, right? Or you're going to do very little, and it's best to do little. If you're someone like me and my community and you're trading, well, these are the sorts of things that I'm focusing on to see where I'm going to be taking my shorts from. All right. Bitcoin is my favorite right now because it is in a downtrend already on that daily. It is in a downtrend on that 4 hour, and I've got to get out of here because I've got to make a decision on that. Have a great day, and for those of you who haven't got on, I've got a free course at tradercobb.com. Just go sign up, absolutely free. Go knock yourself out with it. Enjoy it. And if you haven't got your FTX account, there will be a description in the description below where you can have a 10% coupon where you can you'll get 10% off your trading fees there as well. So enjoy. So pullback to cradle zone, the same as moving average is catching up. Candle in cradle zone as long as small candle. Yeah, just wait. Just wait until we get what we need. And if you don't know what you're looking for as far as waiting for that pullback, then like I say, just go and do that free course. It's there. It's, I'll shill my free course. Just go do it. You'll learn a shitload. Like, just go and do it. There's no obligation to spend any money. Just go and enjoy it. And you have a great weekend too, Susan. And to the rest of you, have a fantastic weekend. And I'll be back. Next week because I think it's a good time to go to the beach. Ow! Cheers, guys. Take it easy.